Opportunity call, folks, on Manifest. Tonight, guys, it is me doing the presentation. It's my good friend, business partner, Mr. Robert Burns from the Seattle area in the US. Folks, a little bit about Robert. He's in network marketing over 30 years plus, loads of knowledge in the crypto space, property, folks. He's so much education, lots of education in the trading as well. Great team builder, team networker, upline, sponsor, friend, folks. As it says, we've really got somebody special here on the call. And every week, Robert gives this Zoom call fire, folks. Okay. So I'm going to stand back. I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Burns.
Thank you for the kind words, Robert. And I appreciate you for all you do for this community and trading and just everything, kind of the full package. So, Robert and I have now known each other for just about a year. It'll be a year and a couple of weeks. And it was a fast friendship. I actually visited him on the way back from Eastern Europe. We stopped on his island, and I'm so glad I did. My wife and I had a terrific time. I got reminded about that recently on a Facebook post, where they give you that recap. It's kind of cool to see that. So we'll get this party started here. This is what we're going to go over today. We'll touch on the ability to trade manually. You can do this starting out. You can do this as a complete and total beginner. And I call that trading with training wheels. In other words, the idea that you have a means of getting signals, which will show you that you can learn how to do pretty quickly. And you have the guidance of having very capable traders deliver those signals to your inbox on Telegram. You get the signal, and then you learn how to take the trade. Additionally, as you progress in your trading, you'll learn how to actually do some of your own, and the training wheels start to come off. Remember that the training wheels on the bike when you were a little guy or a little gal and you wanted to stay, without falling over. That's kind of the analogy I'm using here. Additionally, we have passive income. This is automation, also known as supercharged PAM account. Those are all the same thing. This is something that is really powerful, not available in all countries, specifically the USA, not available here, sadly, but that's just is what it is. We also have bundled into all of this, of course, is education and lots of personal growth. So for those that don't know me, I'm here in the Seattle area. As Robert said, I'm 65 years old, married to a lovely woman named Anna. She and her daughter came here actually just about 20 years ago. I had been going to Romania before they came here. We met here, just kind of an interesting serendipitous thing that happened. My son and I were here. He's now in Montana. Our daughter, Alexandra, is back in Romania and just gave birth to a baby boy that is, I am pretty sure, the best looking grandson anybody has ever seen. I'm biased, I admit it. And for fun, I'm into fly fishing and playing bass guitar, and investing is really the thing that on my resume, I've been involved with other companies that I like, marketing. And one of them is a lovely cup of coffee I'm drinking right now, but marketing that is just not my cup of tea. Or legal services, I marketed that very actively for a number of years. But, legal services is one of those things that attorney and fun don't generally go in the same sentence. That's just not a crew that's happy days. You're finding customers that are in some kind of distress, and good product, but just think about the environment. Contrast that with what if you have things that the product itself makes money? That to me is the common theme and stuff that I really have come to realize. I just enjoy that a lot more. And then last but not least is internet marketing and team building, very actively doing that. And that's something that's very powerful and lots and lots of upside in that over time. Now, before we get into the meat of the matter, this is an important slide. I'd encourage you to take a screenshot of this one. This is the disclaimer, and that trading is risky. Never risk funds you cannot afford to lose is the punchline at the bottom. It's very important to heed that. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore should evaluate your risk tolerance before trading, and only trade with money you can afford to lose. And the information that I'll be showing you is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice or a solicitation to invest. So you'll see that consistently throughout the presentation and as well throughout different things that Manifest does. So with that said, this is Supercharged. Supercharged is a PAM account, automation, passive income. Once it's set up, it will generate income for you. Occasionally we'll have losses, but that's part of real trading. Any of the stuff that you see that says, hey, we get 1% a day every day, run fast the other direction because you're probably staring at a Ponzi. This is not that. This is real trading. So the way this works is you put your money into an account. You set up an account with a broker. You put your money in there, and then basically it's just watch it perform. And then you can withdraw that money once a month. There's a fee, a performance fee, which I'll show you in a minute. But it's basically 25% if you're a platinum customer. If you're a CEO customer, it's 10%, and that's a monthly charge. Excuse me, just a minute here. I've got to turn this ringer off. So that's something that is a very powerful thing, Supercharged. This is evidence of the production of that particular automation. This is on my FX book, and you'll see 7.93% monthly. That is a very accurate number, I suspect, because this has been on here since 2018. So we're going on almost 6 years worth of data that comprises that number. And when you look at that, and that's not annual, that's monthly. I mean, imagine having that kind of, almost 100% per year. And recently it's been doing quite a bit better than that. But I'd rather have you experience that yourself than to tell you what the number is, and then you're disappointed if it doesn't hit it. 7.93% is a number that has been a very consistent performance number with this, sometimes lower, sometimes considerably higher, but it has averaged that number over almost 6 years. Now, this is a part of this that I am most excited about, because this is the part where we're teaching people to fish, not handing them fish. Meaning you get plugged in here and you have the opportunity initially to start by just following trade calls. In other words, signals come in, which I'll show you in just a minute. This particular gentleman generated a couple of them today. His are very high probability. They're swing trades. What does that mean? That means that they often can go days, hours or days at a time. This fellow right here, this is Reynaldo Soriano. This fellow over here, Mohammed Khan, he is a classic scalper. He's in and out, usually within minutes, and sometimes maybe an hour or two, but rarely does it go longer than that. And there's lots of other things on here that I want to touch on. We've got some very capable people here, but in the interest of time, I just want to touch on one more, which is this fellow right here. Crypto has a lot of things that are coalescing right at the same time right now, and that is something I'll touch on in just a minute here, but there's a lot of really positive things going on with crypto. Now, these are Mohammed's results, and these are a composite. It says gold results, and gold is the name of his channel, but it really is not just gold trading, although that is a key instrument that he likes. It's also comprised of S&P 500, US 30, of course, the gold pair, XAU, USD, and a lot of other things that, from time to time he will touch on, pound, Japanese yen, and so forth. But the key thing I want you to focus on here is look at the number. This is a month later in October. This was September. This is October. The win rate, 72%, 74% with a considerably higher number of pips. Pips, by the way, if you're unfamiliar with this is just a simple term for a measurement of the bigger the number, the better. That's the way I would describe it just for purposes of presentation. It's a measurement of profit or loss in the Forex market. In November, 9,781. Look at the win rate. It's gone up by 11%. And then this, to me, is the most remarkable of all of these. December, a month that is historically very tough to trade. A lot of traders take this month off entirely. He generated his maybe high water mark that month, 10,989 and an 82% win rate. So when somebody looks at this and they just simply, the signals that are coming in that generate this, if you took every one of the trades and you took an average of 75%, I think he maybe is a little bit north of that, but just to be conservative, 75% win rate, take every trade. You'll have 1 in 4 that will be losers using that number. 3 out of 4 will be winners. Make sure to keep the loss, the stop nice and tight. And you're going to have, again, 25% of the trades will be losers. 3/4, however, you'll make more on those as a percentage if you follow what the trader is indicating in the signals. And because 3 out of 4 are winners, you're going to be profitable literally almost immediately. And past performance is not an indication of future results. Things can change very rapidly. Crazy things happen. Like we just had a war, that started out of the blue, obviously in the Middle East, and that impacted the markets pretty severely, the following day. But in general, these are performance numbers that have been very, very consistent. Here is what a signal looks like. When a signal comes in, this is from Mohammed Khan, the fellow that's the scalping trader. This is the gold pair, XAU USD. So here would be the entry. Here would be the stop loss. And then there are 3 take profits. When you start out, we'll probably have you just look at one of these. So you enter the trade, you put in the stop, and you put in take profit 1. And once you've learned how to do that and you get good at that on a demo account for a while, how long is that? I don't know. Because, we never know how long it's going to take somebody to be proficient, because what have you invested in your own knowledge up until this point? In other words, do you know something about trading? If you don't, then it might take a little longer. How are you with technology? That varies widely. There are some people that are, absolutely can barely turn on the computer. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you've got somebody that's an expert on the computer. Well, they're naturally going to have probably a little bit easier time. So it's hard to answer how long is it going to take. But here's the cool part. You can chip away at this, and over a pretty short period of time, not only get good at taking the signals and move from going demo account to live account. We've got really good evidence on this call that somebody that's motivated can actually learn how to trade manually, proficiently, in about a year. And in his case, he's good enough that he's actually leading a trading call, which is truly remarkable. So he's and I'm speaking of Robert Russell. I'll touch on that in just a minute, but he's getting very remarkable results in our live trading room. Here's another example. This is the S&P 500, so this would be an example of a signal from Mohammed on that instrument. He calls this one a lot. He calls US 30 a lot. Moving right along. Now, if you are unable to attend the live training that these guys do, the folks that I just showed you a moment ago on this slide right here, if you're unable to attend any of these different classes that are available from these coaches, you can come here to Manifest TV and be able to review things you missed. Most of the classes, many of the classes are UK centric, meaning they're in that time zone. The people that are in the company are in that time zone. So if you're in North America, it may be, in the middle of the night, in which case you might, not be up in the middle of the night, and you'd want to come in and check out Ronaldo at a time that's convenient for you. You can listen to all of the recordings right here. And same thing with Mohammed, same thing with Amber McCauley, who, by the way, is one of our newest official members of the trading cadre. She is terrific. She's a great educator and perfect for beginners. She's now teaching that class on Sundays. Really, really cool. Happy about her being an official member of the Manifest trading staff. And now here is the fellow that I am so delighted to be working with. Robert, could you come on mic a minute? I'd rather have you do this slide. You know this information better than I.
Thank you, Robert. If I don't know myself by now, there's something wrong. Folks, as I says, my name's Robert Russell. I'm engaged to my partner, Karina. I have 2 boys, Mason and Jaden. Fun folks, most importantly. Your hobbies, I golf, fishing's my spare time, and I love doing my walks in the morning before I get on to my trading or my Zooms. Folks, big into investing, into Forex, love my crypto, have been in it now for 7 years. Internet marketing, team building, folks, you name it, I love doing it. But the one that has got my attention now is Forex Educator at the very, very bottom. So this is where all my concentration is going. And folks, we do have our live sessions, okay? These happen Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is at 2 p.m. UK time. If you're Eastern, it's 9. And if you're Pacific, that is 6 a.m. I nearly shout, but by God, folks, it's worth it. We're using our breakout strategy. We do the DAX, which is the German 40, the euro versus the dollar, and the USD versus the JPY. It's the basics of support and resistance, trend lines, pivots, the fair value gap. We're really getting to grips with this, and this is completely blowing our minds on the calls, folks. As you can see below, a high winning percentage, okay? As it says, past results don't guarantee future profits, folks, but we try not to have losing trades on these calls, okay? We do have losers, but we don't enter the markets just because there's people on the call and they want a trade idea. We won't call it, folks. We got to have all our confirmations before we do a trade idea. And it is a very, very high win rate at the minute, and may it continue like that. Folks, on those calls, on the technical side, we have my business partner, Robert Burns. He goes over MT4, MT5 precisely. We go over trading view with the position size calculator and so much more. Folks, what's coming in late January, early February, okay? This is going to blow your mind. Robert's working hard on it. And also, I've got to grips with it as well. This is called the silver bullet. And where do we learn this from? From our own educator inside Manifest, Amber McCauley, okay? Guys, this silver bullet is going to blow your mind, okay? And I mean that. I've never been excited about anything, but this, on our live trading calls, we're going to take it to another level. And Mr. Burns is going to be leading this, and I'm super, super excited. Robert, I'm going to hand it back over to you.
Thank you, Robert. And just to reiterate, guys, this gentleman, Robert, just, he and I met literally next month will be a year ago, and he had been trading crypto for a while, but Forex, he's been trading around that time frame, maybe 13, 14 months, something like that. And to go from that, a complete beginner, to the level of proficiency that he has now it's like, you ever heard the story about Roger Bannister that ran the 4-minute mile? And once he ran the 4-minute mile, everybody else said, well, I guess it can be done. And a bunch of people then hit the 4-minute mile. He's that guy in trading, because most people, to get to the level of skill that Robert Russell has, takes years, plural. He did it in about a year. And, to me, that is such a significant thing, because we can teach you to take signals, and that's really good. I mean, you're in the game, you're learning how to play, you're on your way to self-determination with trading, which is think about that. You can completely control your own financial destiny with good trading. Now, along the way, you start with a demo account, you start taking signals, and all of a sudden the obvious happens, which is you start going, I wonder why that trader entered right there. And Robert took that bull by the horns and decided he was going to learn, this strategy that he is using it's a very basic, very straightforward strategy, but he's really good at it. In other words, he uses trend lines and the basics of support and resistance to do a breakout strategy, and the win rate speaks for itself. It's exceptional. So it's I'm using it to trade into prop counts because it's the most probable, most high probability winning strategy, one of them that I have been engaged with, and I'm excited about that, in short. Now, one of the things that is a good takeaway from this, this is a book I would highly encourage you to get. You can get it on Amazon. It's Tom Hugard's Best Loser Wins. You might take a screenshot of this or take a picture of it. This is a really, really good book. And you can also get an Audible, which is the audio. So you can listen to the audio and then look at the diagrams in the book, read the book, reread the book, listen, re-listen. It's chock full of pearls. It's really an important thing on trading psychology and the importance of embracing losses and keeping them little. That's kind of the essence of the book. Now, shifting gears for a moment, there's some things going on right now. I mean, right now, which are in the crypto market. And the crypto market you're going to see Bitcoin do what's called halving in April. Okay. And the Federal Reserve here in the US has announced, and I'm delighted about this news because we want to sell our house, and this will affect it's going to affect a lot of asset classes. It's already affected the market in the US 30, the DAX, and some of the indices, because the minute that this announcement was made, all of them hit all-time highs. Like that, it's not coincidental. It's because there's, the oxygen for the indices is lower rates, lower interest rates. Well, it also will impact housing. We want to sell our house and ultimately move to Eastern Europe, and then I'll be trading. I'll be trading with my pals in the UK. Only you'll be behind me for a change, time wise. And then last but not least, this is something that just happened, was the approval of Bitcoin for ETFs. And there are several of them that are trading. In fact, I just sent out a news piece today that basically announced over the last 3 days, they have had something estimated at $2 billion coming into the ETFs, the exchange traded funds for Bitcoin in the market. So clearly the market likes what's going on with these ETFs, BlackRock, and some of the enormous players. Why is this important to you? Because if you tune in with a fellow that is one of our faculty, one of our staff in Manifest, it's a fellow named Lee Markham, and Lee Markham is an absolute expert on crypto. And Robert, could you chime in again on this, because you've been tuned in with Lee much more actively than I have, and just kind of relay a couple of the stories about things where he doesn't make trade calls, but he does look at the intrinsic value of different cryptos, and his predictions about what they were going to do have been remarkably accurate. So please
Absolutely.
share.
Absolutely, Robert. Lee, I've been on quite a few calls. I need to attend more. But I've been on a few folks, and his education, it's like you could bring on your 7-year-old, okay? And Lee could literally bring them up to date what crypto was all about. A lot of people are scared. Lee takes the scare out of it, explains it to you in fine detail. But the good thing is, what I like, folks, there's different blockchains out there, and there's different coins: Solana, Bitcoin, XRP. Lee breaks it down. So you could have Solana, and then you might have a coin using Solana blockchain or their network. Lee will give you ideas of coin coming up, okay? Because we're coming into a bull run. We should be positioning ourselves now and buying coins and taking profits all along the way. The good
Yep.
thing is, folks, what Lee says, if a coin pumps, let's say you got 50, 60, 70% in a coin. Folks, bank it up, okay? Take the profits, put it away, and now wait for the next coin. Lee said about Solana in early December, it was at $10. This coin, folks, rallied to $123. So that was 10, 11x the amount. So let's just say you put in $10, you're sitting now with 120 in your portfolio. This is the kind of things that can happen in crypto. The folks are very volatile. Again, what you do when you get your profits, bank them up. Also, we give a few other like coins, and he would tell you exactly what exchange, what crypto wallets to get it. Lee's very good at this, and he gives out lots of education. Guys, if you're in Manifest, and if you can, jump onto Lee's calls. These are at 12 o'clock UK time. If you're missing them, jump onto Manifest TV. These are well worth watching in the evenings with a cup of tea, guys, sitting down. Instead of watching the TV or watching a comedy, put on Lee Markham or something and Manifest TV, guys. This is far, far better.
Yeah, for busy people, which everybody is, let's face it. I mean, everybody's busy. How about having a crypto coach that he just is really good at this, and it's very timely right now. You get good input on assets that are strong coins, strong contenders that are, he's got very recent evidence that what he was recommending and suggesting worked. Will it be 100%? No. He's going to have some that I'm sure fail, but boy, the winners that he's had have been exceptional. I mean, a 12x return, hello. You get that kind of number on any kind of consistent basis. You could, as Robert said, you could put the money in there, ride something up, take the money out, trade it, and increase the capital in your trading account. Crazier things have happened. This is the pricing to be a customer. We call this a platinum customer. That's $50 the first month, and then $99 30 days later every month. $99 is the subscription fee. If you choose to engage with the supercharged product, you will be billed monthly 25% of the profit that it generates, and that is deducted from the overall profit monthly. And in addition to that, you get all the stuff that you just saw. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I haven't covered when you look at this offer right here. And you look at financial education, we've touched on cryptos. Forex is very strong. There's stocks, there's wealth management, e-commerce, real estate. Real estate guy, I'm here, and I've got a background in real estate. I have not tuned into this candidly because I'm so focused on the trading, but I'm intrigued because I'm hearing from all kinds of people that this guy is right on the money. It's UK centric. So there's some things that are unique to the UK and similarly in the US where I am that are slightly different. But it's so pleasing when you hear testimonials from people that are unsolicited that you go, man, this guy is killer. He's just great. We've got a mutual friend. What's the fella's name, Robert, that is in Rupert?
Yes.
Rupert is totally stoked about what's going on in the real estate channel. So it's something that, if you hear that, it's awesome. This is brand new travel. And this is something that you'll see a lot more detail on here shortly. It's included as a member. It's included as a customer. Personal development, of course, and health and well-being. The travel portal by itself is an exceptional value. So you add it all together. This is a heck of an offer. That is the Platinum Customer Package. The CEO package is one that a couple of the standout things is if somebody's going to use the my brain is fading here. Why can I not think of the name of that? That is just funny.
Supercharged.
Thank you. Struggling for the word. If you're gonna use supercharged, 10% is a lot better than 25% of the profit. And additionally, there's some really cool stuff if you travel, and I'm certainly oversimplifying this, but 10% is a key one. And then if you are traveling, there's travel benefits that are very significantly improved with the CEO package. And here is the travel offer and the travel offering. It's exceptional. It's really a great offering. You'll see more on this because we've just switched out to a new provider and they're excellent. Now, how do you get paid here if you want to build the business? And building the business is optional, by the way. If you want to be a customer and only a customer, we love you. If, however, you additionally want to build the business, terrific. You can do that as well, but no obligation to do that. And as with the trading, we have this disclaimer about the business. Again, I'd encourage you to take a screenshot of this. As with any business, your results may vary and will be based on your individual capacity, business experience, expertise, and level of desire. Like anything else, 20% of the people produce 80% of the results in anything. If you're selling cars, real estate, if you're involved in manifest, it's the same. It's always the same. Now, the pricing to be an IBO, meaning this is independent business owner or affiliate or rep or business builder, those are all the same thing. Add $20. So to start is 50 and then 119 a month, and you're able to earn income. On the CEO package, 119 to start and 369 a month. Again, a $20 difference between the customer part and the business part. Now, just to put a button on this, I don't want to get into all of the detail here on the comp plan, but this whole thing is predicated upon members. So when you say, I only want to be a member, we really are serious. We do like that because we have to have 3 members in order to be qualified to get our membership covered if we're a member only. Somebody can be a member, a customer, and only enroll 3, and their customer fee is waived. How cool is that? You get $25 a week as long as you have 3 active customers that you enroll. And if you're a customer, can you enroll 3? Yes, you can. And that means, and that's all you would earn unless you decide to become an IBO, in which case then you can progress in the comp plan. But one of the things that is a litmus test for the validity of any network marketing company, and I learned this a long time ago, and I took it to the bank when I heard it, because the guy that I heard it from was a really strong mentor in the business. And basically that was this idea. if you're looking at a company, ask yourself this question: would I buy this product if there was no business attached to it? In other words, would I buy the product just on the basis of the merits of the product? If the answer is a clear yes, you've got a valid company. If it's, I don't know, I don't think I would, I'm buying the product just to qualify for the comp plan, wrong answer. That's probably an indication that you've got some other things you want to do in your due diligence looking at that company. But if it passes that test with flying colors, you've got validity in the company. Now, the next step I want to draw your attention to is this one, and then you can obviously make yourself rich on this slide in a hurry. But these two are fairly readily accomplished. Both Robert and I have hit this, and this is a significant number. It's $500 a month. You have to have 10 people on your left and 10 people on your right. This is a binary structure, 2 legs. And when you do that, they're going to pay you $125 a week. Now, that's not quit your job money, but it's better than a poke in the eye, right? In other words, you can pay for a car payment in some places. You can make a dent in the rent. You can pay for some groceries. It's nice. And it's not that if you've done this, moving from here to here, you see a pretty big increase. These are not giant numbers in the grand scheme of things. They're not. These are relatively smallish numbers for people that are experienced builders. This is good income. So if you decide to do this, there's something very, very powerful here. Also, there's some really cool incentive trips. This is one to Dubai. Get together with the person that invited you here, and they can explain how this works. There's different ranks that you have to hit with different levels of incentive. And I am really excited about doing this. It'll be a stretch to get here or here before March 31st, but next year I will be on this trip. I'm absolutely committed to that with my spouse. We're both going to be wherever that incentive trip is the following year. Now, here is the fellow that is running the company. This young man has just an amazing story. It's kind of a rags to riches story. He was homeless, and now he's a self-made millionaire. He has been very successful as an entrepreneur and investor, and he is the founder of multiple companies in the fintech sector. He's also featured in Forbes, Bloomberg, and GQ, and he is doing lots of good in the world. And I'm excited. I can't wait to meet him. I've yet to meet him, but I'm excited about that happening. And customer support with the company, I want to draw your attention to this down at the bottom, is in English, Spanish, Portuguese, and Bengali already. Pretty remarkable for a company that is a young company to have multilingual customer support already. The support is based in the UK and is very good. And last but not least, here's a picture of the Manifest crew in the home office. And here's Jimmy right in the middle. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Manifest. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the live stream, and we'll get into a quick Q&A here.